Now, the Nikola Vučević trade market is another one that we're watching to see what happens here. I still think the most likely scenario at this point in time is simply that the Chicago Bulls and Nikola Vučević is going to be in a Bulls jersey, maybe through the trade deadline, maybe until the end of the season, really. But the Celtics and the Warriors seem like the two teams that are most looking for a big, right? The Boston Celtics, who have made at least one acquisition in regards to the center position, but unless they plan on Luke Garza being the only center on the roster, they could still very well be interested in centers. And we've already heard that, Anthony Simons could be the mechanism to get there. I would still think that would have to come with moving one of the guards that we already have. I don't think you add further guards to this team without moving off of some of them, or you maybe find a third team to reroute them to. But the Boston Celtics, with Al Horford still on the market, we don't know what's going to happen there. And Luke Garza right now, the only acquisition that the Boston Celtics have made, and the player that can play center, they have a really big gap at that center position. And so that could be something that they very well look at to try to do something with. But we'll see what happens with the Celtics are in a place where they've gotten under the second tax apron. They could be looking to get under the first tax apron as well, and they have a chance to get that done. And some of that could be with trading Anthony Simons and some other pieces and not taking him as much back. So maybe Vooch as an expirer and offer something to them there. Again, I'm just saying if. I don't know for sure. And then the Golden State Warriors still remain a team that still is looking for a center and that still needs some center depth. Kevon Looney's gone. He signed with another team, and reportedly they are prioritizing a stretch five in their pursuit of a center. And there's not really a lot of those guys left out on the open market. There just isn't. So there's a chance here that and I'm not saying necessarily for Kuminga, I'm just saying that there's a chance that the Warriors do have some interest in Nikola Vučević. And it just comes down to what maneuver do you use to get there? When you look at them, really the only centers that they have on the roster is still Trace Jackson Davis, who've already seen how limited he can be sometimes in the playoffs. And you got Quentin Post, a young guy who really stepped up last season and didn't really give too much back, right? But again, it was his first postseason. They could be very well looking for growth from him and could be fine there. But I do think the Warriors are another team that is definitely looking potentially for a center, and they have reportedly want to prioritize a stretch big there. So those are things that really open up when it comes down to it. And I think that's the thing when it all looks and is it all comes down to as well. So we'll see what happens here with the Bulls. Like I said, they have some flexibility to do some things when it all comes down to it. And I think that's the thing that we'll see. The Bulls have an avenue to be more active if they choose to do so.